Good evening, everyone, to the Fitchburg Common Council meeting to March 26, 2024. We call to the order to the meeting. So the first thing is to stand up to the Pledge of the Allegiance. Okay.
I pledge allegiance
to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So next is roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Alder Allen.
No place I'd rather be.
Mayor Radefrada.
Here.
Alder Gerhardt.
Here.
Alder Herbst.
Here.
Alder Jetzer.
Here.
Alder Maldonado.
Here.
Alder Strassman.
Here.
Alder Udell.
here.
Alder Wheeler.
Is absent with excuse.
You do have a quorum, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So next we move to item 4, public appearances for non-agenda items. We have registered Paul Satfin. He wishes to speak. Okay, Paul, can you come to the microphone? You have 3 minutes.
Well, it's hard to figure out how to start, but I'm hoping that the city will figure out how to slow down this mass exodus of land and turning everything into concrete. But I'm mostly here to ask. We're at a pivotal time. We're going to start voting on what the future of Fitchburg or the city will be like. And I'm asking all the taxpayers, landowners that are paying the city taxes, the city expenses for, I just hope you guys turn out in groves to vote. Because if you don't vote, we will lose Fitchburg. And if you don't believe me, I'll give you 5 years, and where I live is going to be gone. We cannot afford it. And to tell you guys the truth, watch out for our taxes in 2025. I'm expecting a $1,000 increase in my taxes. And it's only because I'm taking my numbers, not the city's, because the city won't give me numbers. And I just hope that you guys who will vote for the city, the city of Fitchburg, as it is, or else we're going to lose. And I feel sorry for the elderly that own homes in the rural, because they're not going to afford it. This jump in taxes, this is coming up, it's really going to hurt everybody. I have not talked to any of the big guys that I know that are businessmen, but I'm just hoping that all of you guys that are taxpayers, that are paying the money for, even you guys on the city council, we're paying your guys' wages. It ain't coming out of thin air, that we have to slow down and not go rambunctious. Because if you want the city to be like the city of Madison, I don't know why you came out here for. So, I'm going to cut it short, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Okay, next we move to the number 5 consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Are okay with all the items? Do you want to? Yeah, okay. Okay, so all those in favor of the consent agenda say aye.
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 Any opposed? We approve the consent agenda. So next we move to administrative reports. So now we have the special guest, acting administrator Mike Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor. Good to see everybody. Good evening, everybody in Fitchburg. Just a couple of announcements and information sharing with you. In-person absentee voting is ongoing. Our clerk's department's been very busy as of today at 3 p.m. There have been 2,240 absentee ballots issued, and 1,123 have been returned. That includes 176 returned in District 1, 352 in District 2, 263 in District 3, and 332 in District 4. Absentee in-person voting continues Wednesday and Thursday from 7:30 to 4:30, and then on Friday from 7:30 to 5. And then the election is on Tuesday, April 2nd. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. And if you need any information on a sample ballot or your polling location, if you go to myvote.wi.gov, you can obtain all of that information on that website. So we encourage everybody to turn out and participate in the election. A couple of other updates for you. The signal at South Sain Road and Lacey Road is now activated. If you've been over in that area, it's fully operational. And then we'll be having a joint review board meeting for tax increment district number 18. This is the rehabilitation industrial TID we're looking to create south of Cottonwood and north of Lacey Road. That's going to be on Tuesday, April 16th at 3 p.m. And then we're hosting a sustainability event with Dane County Exec Joe Parisi right here in the Fitchburg Council Chambers on Wednesday, April 24th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. And it's all about the federal funding that's available for clean energy projects and what it means for new opportunities for economic development. So everybody's invited to join us for that event that we're hosting with Mad Rep and Dane County here in the council chambers. Then tomorrow night, there is the South Stoner Prairie Neighborhood Plan open house here in the council chambers. That starts off at 5:30, and they'll be providing the maps and concepts to review, as well as opportunities for the public to provide feedback on that developing South Stoner Prairie Neighborhood Plan that our planning department has been busy working on. And then on Thursday, the South Stoner Prairie Neighborhood Plan Steering Committee will be having a meeting in the Jeannie Sealing Room at 5:30 p.m. To discuss the public feedback and those initial land use diagrams for it. I think that's everything that I had to cover.
Okay. I forgot to mention. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
question? Okay, Jay.
Yeah, regarding the voting, our clerk mentioned to us earlier that she will be here at 7:30 tomorrow morning for people who want to come in and vote early, and she also mentioned she would love to have 1,000 people waiting at the door when she gets here.
Look. Any other question for Mike? Nope. Okay. Thank you, Mike. So next we move to commission and committees report. We will start with Plan Commission.
I'll move approval of Resolution R6524, approving final plat request FP 2536-24 by Brian Tochke, agent for Mike Heller, to obtain final plat approval to subdivide one outlot into two buildable lots, building lots for property associated with 6036 McKee Road.
Second.
Okay. Did Plan Commission approve?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a lot, it's like it said, 6036 McKee Road. It's right next to the bike bridge and the Serenity Club. It is a property that was owned by Thermo, and this is basically identical to what was approved in 2022, but that expires after a period of time. There apparently is somebody that's interested in purchasing and developing the lot, which is why this is coming back right now. We did have a conversation. Part of the lot is wooded, and they are going to try to see what trees they can save. We had part of that discussion. We discussed that at Plan Commission, but ultimately this is just getting that final plat done so that they can move forward with that potential future client.
Any comments? Jay?
If the final plat was approved with a
Yeah.
condition that it would expire in 2 years.
Yes.
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
Diana is here if you want to, I don't know. Okay, do you want to add anything, Diana?
No, just a clarification. All final plats expire after 1 year after approval from Plan Commission and Council. So it's just a state law requirement.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comment? No? All those in favor of resolution R-65-24, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
And I got a couple more things
Okay,
to share.
yeah.
So we did a conditional use and ADR for Spring Hill Suites. It's that 100-unit hotel over by the Staybridge Suites, the Pancake Cafe and all that over there. So there's going to be a hotel. They're moving forward with that, hoping to start construction in May. We also did an ADR for a Sub-Zero, this like tiny conference center, additional offices that they're putting in on their property. Looks very beautifully done. Going to add some prairie landscaping, which is pretty beautiful. We also did an ADR for Zimbrick Porsche, which is off of Rimrock Road. They are kind of tearing down a piece of it and rebuilding it to look at like the new look of Porsche dealerships all around the world. So they're kind of complying with that typical look. And that's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So next we move to Board of Public Works, because you need to postpone the first one.
Okay, I move we postpone resolution R 1124.
Second.
Until next April 9th.
Till
Okay.
April 9th.
All those in favor of postponing, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries. Okay, thank you. Next one.
Next,
Yes.
move approval of resolution R 4824, adopting the 2023 Natural Resources 216 permit annual report.
Second.
Did the Board of Public Works approve?
Public Works approved, Mayor.
Okay, what is this?
This is our annual report, kind of the status of our stormwater utility, the measures we take to measures we take to maintain and enhance our stormwater utility. It also includes we had a number of things that we did not get credit for, some private things, and this is an annual report that gets submitted. The format is similar across all different cities in the state, and our city department, put this together very well. Board of Public Works reviewed it, and we were very satisfied with the report.
Okay, thank you. Any question for Dave? No? Okay. All those in favor of resolution R-48-24, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, next one.
Next, Mayor, would Alder Jetzer like to introduce this one on some more
Okay.
transit and transportation and transit.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I will make a motion to approve resolution R 4924, authorizing transit service agreement between the city of Madison and the city of Fitchburg.
Second.
Did the Board of Public Works approve?
Public Works approved.
Did the TTC approve?
TTC approved.
Finance Committee?
Yes, the Finance Committee approved.
Okay, great. What is this, Bill?
This is mostly shifting in the way that the accounting is done. So in the past, the city of Madison has had an operating reserve. What's this?
Do you want Tim to explain this?
Well, I think if we had Misty, it would probably be better. So, or
No,
you're an
but
accountant.
Tim he's not how to. Oh, Robert is here too. So.
He covered it at finance too.
You did a
Robert.
great
You did
job
it?
in
Okay.
finance.
All right.
Okay, Tim, go ahead.
Sure. The intent of the agreement remains the same as the previous agreement. As Alder Jesser was alluding to, the biggest change was with the operating reserve is going away, and Madison Metro will now be utilizing what's called an audited share. And the main reason for this change is the operating reserve was causing delays in their auditing process. So this new audited share will help Madison Metro when the time comes to audit. Some other changes with this agreement is that our fixed route service hours have increased. The increase is due to the network redesign that was effective back in June 2023. And then also our fixed hourly rate for the bus service increased slightly due to the increase in staffing and also equipment costs that Madison Metro has seen. And then lastly, the Parrot Transit will now be tracked utilizing actual mileage throughout the year, which will be beneficial to the city. This will help help save on costs by tracking it this way. And with that, does anyone have any questions?
Any questions? No? Okay. All those in favor of resolution R-49-24, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
So next one.
I'll move approval of resolution R-5024, approving the relocation order and TPP amendment number 1 related to reconstruction of Sain Road, Phase 2, north of East Sherrill Parkway to West Clayton Road.
Second.
Did the Board of Public Works approve?
Public Works approved.
TTC?
TTC approved.
Plan Commission?
Plan approved.
Finance?
Finance Committee approved.
Okay, great. So what is this?
I'll start and then Tim can take over. On the relocation, we had some facilities, I believe it was an ATT pedestal box and something else that ended up being in our road right away that we had to relocate as part of the construction. I think that was the main part of it, but Tim, I'll let you fill in what I missed.
Sure. There, as Alder Herbst mentioned, there was AT&T lines and an AT&T pedestal that we needed to add easements for this to the transportation project plat. And then lastly, there was a temporary limited easement added to parcel 28 on this plat. And the reason the TLE needed to be added was we shifted a crosswalk on Sain Road. It was proposed to be a mid-block, and we shifted it south so that it was close to the intersection of Argus Lane and Sain Road.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Okay, all those in favor?
I've got a couple. When is this project expected to be let for bid and to start construction?
So let for bid, we're hoping by the end of summer. And award would be late summer, early fall. Construction, if it did start early, it would be in 2024, but that's just minor work like putting up erosion control, maybe some demo work. The majority of the construction will take place in 2025.
Are we, who's paying for the utility relocation? Is that part of our project plan, or is the utility paying for that? So
the utilities, are you talking about the AT&T
Yes.
lines and pedestal?
Yes.
Yes, they are compensable so that the city is on the hook to pay for that.
Great.
Since there are existing easements over there.
Perfect. I suppose, and we're also undergrounding the electric that's running along there, right?
Don't believe so.
Do you know that? No? No?
I think we looked at it, but the cost was
Right.
too expensive.
Those are just distribution lines, aren't they? There's no transmission lines there. I mean, that's just a direct burial distribution line.
Still expensive. You looked at, we had just had distribution on Lacey Road when we did that, Jay, and it ended up, it was $500,000 or something, you know.
Well, I know MG&E kind of ran us through the ringer on that one, but we should be putting these lines underground wherever we can. It's a far more reliable system to have them underground.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll move on from that. Can you talk a little more about the moving of the crosswalk? Because I don't have the exact information in front of me right here, but there was a lot of conversation in the neighborhood about where that crosswalk was going to be, and I thought that was kind of settled.
Yes, so the crosswalk was proposed to be a mid-block crosswalk, kind of north from the intersection of Argus and Sain Road, closer to the fire station driveway. And that sidewalk got shifted south to the intersection of Argus and Sain Road. That's where most of the people are crossing there to get to the path on the west side of Sain Road.
Any other question?
Okay.
No. Any other question, Jay, or no?
No, I don't have, I didn't bring the information from the neighborhood discussions with me here, but I'm concerned because there was a lot of discussion in the neighborhood about where that crosswalk was going to be, and I thought that had been a settled issue.
And that there are several crosswalk locations. That one, I believe the majority of the people were in favor of shifting it closer to the intersection due to the people crossing there right now. You can see, if you drive there, on the west side, you see a worn path in the tall grass from people crossing east to west right now. So that was actually based off recommendations from comments we received at the public information meeting.
All right. Well, that could be. I just don't remember. I just remember it being a very animated discussion.
Okay, any other comments? Bill?
Yeah, so Tim, I presume when it was a mid-block, that was going to be one of the locations for the RRFBs. Are we just going to shift the RRFB, or is there more formal signalization there now that it's at a proper intersection?
I believe the RFBs are still going to remain. I'll double check that, but I believe just due to that kind of location, it's bad. There's the hill right by the north, by the fire station driveway, which we are cutting down a little bit. But I believe the RFBs are still going to remain, even though we shifted it.
That's it? Okay, all those in favor of resolution R-50-24 say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, thank you, team. The next one.
Next, I move approval of resolution R-5124, approving TPP amendment number 1 related to reconstruction of Sain Road Phase 3, West Clayton to north of McCoy Road, which is the final section of the road.
Second.
Okay. Did the Board of Public Works approve?
Public Works approved.
TTC
TTC approved.
and Plan Commission?
Approved.
Okay, thank you. What is this?
I'd like Tim to explain the amendment here. He does a better job of it than I would.
So this amendment is for Phase 3 Sain Road, which is from West Clayton Road to north of McCoy Road. And this is just a minor amendment to the TPP. There was a utility number on the TPP that was approved back in 2023 that referenced 106, and there were 2 references to 106, so we had to change one of them to 107. And that's the only change. So very, very minor.
Any questions? Jay?
Tim, I've seen 2 different configurations, and I don't remember which one we're moving forward with. Where McCoy Road comes into Sain Road, McCoy Road's kind of coming at an angle. Are we straightening that to make it a 90-degree intersection with Sain Road? Or are we continuing the angle?
It's going to be, I don't know if it's exactly 90 degrees, but it's better than what's out there now. Sain's going to be really the through street,
right,
with the redesign, and then McCoy's going to tee into that.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? No? Okay. All those in favor of resolution R-51-24, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, next one.
Move approval resolution R-5224, approving agreement for subdivision improvements in the plat of the fourth addition to Terra Vesa.
Second.
Did the Board of Public Works approve?
Public Works approved.
Plan Commission?
Plan approved.
Okay, thank you. What is this?
Standard subdivision agreement for the development of the phase 4. I can't remember specifically how many lots there were in this section, but it might have been as many as 62 acres, Tim, or am I off by a factor of 10?
Yeah, I think it was half that.
Okay, all right.
Okay, any question, comment? All those in favor of resolution R-52-24, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, thank you, Tim. Okay, so next we move to Park Commission. Any update?
No report. We're meeting, our meeting is next Thursday.
Okay, thank you. Library Board, Jim is not here. Commission of Aging Well,
No report.
RCC,
No report.
Transportation and Transit Commission.
We met on March 14th, and we discussed the multi-use path greenway system, and there will be some proposed additions to the Parks and Open Space and Recreation Plan to kind of flesh that out a little more. We discussed the Public Works items that we just approved above, and also the Bike and Pedestrian Committee ordinance change.
Okay, thank you. SIDA.
We meet Thursday, this coming Thursday, the 28th at 7 a.m.
Thank you. Agricultural and Rural Affairs Committee.
We have not met, so nothing to report.
Okay. Bicycle Committee.
We meet on Tuesday, April 2nd at 7:30.
Okay. EMS. Oh, Jim is not here. Healthy Neighborhood Committee.
We are meeting next week to go through all the applications that were presented for the Healthy Neighborhood grant program and make a recommendation to council.
Okay, great. Housing Advisory Committee.
We meet on April 8th.
Okay, thank you. Landmark Preservation Commission.
No report.
Tree Advisory Committee.
No report.
We don't have any other commission. Okay, yeah.
Just a question. Should we remove P, like
What is P? Oh,
7P, on the agenda, reports from other commissions and committees?
I'd probably just keep it there.
Oh, keep it just
Yeah.
there.
Just in case the committee is added, because then we don't have to go through the trouble of re-adding that.
Tracy say.
That's just what I would do.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, so next we move to item 8, and it's a standing committees and reports. So we are going to start with Finance Committee. Randy.
All right, very good. Motion to approve Resolution R-42-24, Fire Department 2024 Annual DaneCom Radio Maintenance.
Second.
Did the Finance Committee approve?
The Finance Committee approved.
Okay, what is this?
This is the annual maintenance contract that's required as part of the ongoing use of the DaneCom radio system. So, and it's General Communication is the provider. It's the only provider of DaneCom maintenance.
Okay. Any question, comment?
I had a question.
Yes.
I saw in the breakout there was a line item for Verona and a line item for Epic. Is that, are they supposed to be chipping in for this, or is that just the locations?
We do have the chief here, Chief Grossen. Would you like to speak, or? Oh, we have two.
I think we answered it. I'm pretty sure we billed it out.
The finance city accountant is here as well.
Hi there. Robert Cornelius. I'm filling in for Misty. While she's out. But for Verona and for Epic, we will invoice them that portion of the system.
Okay.
So it's a full maintenance agreement, but we will invoice their part.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Any other comment?
Well,
Jay?
before you go away, so does this mean that Epic has access to the emergency management system?
That is a good question for the chief, and he will be able to answer that one.
Well,
for you.
excellent. I'm glad we had the right people here.
Good evening. So what do you mean by emergency management system?
Well, this is the radio system that's supposed to be only used for emergencies, right?
Yeah, so Epic being so large, they were looking for their own system on site because those buildings made of concrete, they needed something internally. So if you remember way back when, we used to have our own repeater system here in Fitchburg. It was called a Frank system after Fitchburg, right?
Yeah.
So when Danecom come about and Epic was being built, they knew that we had this analog tactical system. And the fire chief at the time's like, well, can we join on with you? So that's like Robert said, you'll see all the numbers come into Fitchburg. So it was technically a Fitchburg system. Verona added on, and then Epic's like, you know what? Verona is our fire department. We want to be on this system too. So what happens is once we get assigned to the FRAT system, which is the Fitchburg Verona Analog Tactical System, we're already connected into the system at Epic. So that's why you see Epic on the maintenance agreement here, because they are part of the FRAT system, yes, for emergencies.
So I'm totally confused by everything you just said. Does this mean that Epic has its own emergency staff?
No, it's for us to operate our radios in Epic buildings.
Oh, so we're basically having a repeater over there.
Correct.
I see. And because Epic built their buildings the way they did, they get to pay for the location
part.
of the repeater there.
Yes.
Perfect.
It's for us to use our radios in their buildings.
I understand now.
Okay.
Excellent.
Sorry for the confusion.
Okay.
That's okay. I get confused all the time.
Any other comment? No? Okay. Thank you, Chief. All those in favor of resolution R-42-24, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Next one.
Motion to approve Resolution R-47-24, amending the 2024 budget for various funds, 2023 carryovers.
Second.
Okay. The Finance Committee approved?
Finance Committee approved.
Okay. What is this, Randy?
These are all the unspent project-specific funds that are eligible for carryover from 2023 into 2024. For various reasons, unique circumstances caused the delay, and they will be worked in 2024.
We have the list there.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this, any comments, question? We need 2/3 of the vote, so we are going to do roll call. Question?
Yeah. So this was like $36 million worth of uniquely eligible projects. That's almost the entire budget?
But you had to remember they also include the capital project too.
Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a question on the non-utility capital project. That adds up to like 29 million, but the total is listed as 11 million.
Can you, which page?
Starting on page 926 of the packet, page 4 of 9.
926.
Yeah. It starts on page 926, and then it goes all the way through 927, and then the total at the bottom is on 928. But you can see the total on the bottom is 11.1 million, but in the middle of page 927, there's an $11 million line item in addition to a 1.9 and a 3.4 and a 2.8.
I don't see the $11 million. I don't know. Can we put it on the screen, Mike? I don't know. Because I... Can you?
Scott, is that something you could put on the screen? Do you have access to that?
Page 926.
I can do it if I can just get it.
If you can.
I didn't check any of the other sections. That one just jumped out at me because I saw the $11 million line item plus a whole bunch of others that somehow totaled only to $11 million.
Maybe we are missing a subtotal.
How many required fields do you have?
This is, yeah, maybe this is what it is. Maybe there is, I don't know, 2 million. Yeah, that subtotal is wrong.
You got a splash screen.
It's page
927.
927.
If you just have the resolution materials, it's on page 2. It starts on page 2.
So who is opening this? You? Gabriela?
Gabriella's trying to.
If this were a movie, you'd already be in.
Okay,
There it is.
Okay. Okay, so,
Yeah, so I think what he's talking about here is there's this line item under police facility expense for 11 million. And then if you go down to the bottom, the subtotal
it's 11 million.
is 11 million.
So, yeah.
Well, and so there were others, obviously, quite a few of
Yeah.
them there. Several of them that were in excess of $1 million as well.
Do you see it, Robert?
I do see it. I will have to check in on this and get back to you, but I do believe that we put all the recommended amounts to carry over. And as you can see, in the description, it says expense, but it could be that this is being paid by ARPA funds or TID funds. So it isn't really affecting our levy or our general fund. So then the total amount that you see in the total is the amount that's affecting the general fund itself.
Oh.
But the full amount that we are recommending to be carried over as an expense is that amount, but it could be funded through other ways than the general fund.
Interesting. So maybe we need to put some instruction on how to read this. Okay. Any other comment? No? Okay, so we need 2/3 of the vote, so we are doing roll call.
Thank you, Mayor. Alder Allen,
Aye.
Alder Gerhart,
Aye.
Alder Herps,
Aye.
Alder Jetzer,
Aye.
Alder Maldonado,
Aye.
Alder Strassman,
Aye.
Alder Udell,
Aye.
Alder Wheeler is absent.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. So next we move to Personnel Committee.
Before we move on
Okay.
from that, I'd just like to request that maybe when Misty returns, she can either send us an email or
explain.
something that explains all
Okay.
that. Because I'm slightly uncomfortable voting in favor of that without really knowing what it means.
Okay, can you do that, Robert, for us?
Yeah, I can have Misty reach out to you with an answer.
That would be great.
Okay, thank you. Personnel Committee,
We have not met. I don't believe we meet again until May.
No, April.
Oh, April?
April 9th. I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. April 9th.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you.
Surprise.
Public safety and human services.
Just two things, encouraging things. The farmer's market on farmer's market at the pavilion will be starting shortly. We approved the sound permit for that. And the celebration of the Cambodian New Year is also a 3-day weekend coming up here. So we are starting to see a lot of great events getting approved and moving forward in the city.
Okay, great. Thank you. We don't have anything for unfinished business, so we move to new business. And we have a couple of direct referrals, so we are going to start first with, I don't know who wants to do that, Dave?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Move approval resolution R 4324, approving purchase of salt for 2024-2025 season.
Second.
Did the Board of Public Works approve?
Public Works approved.
Finance Committee?
Finance approved.
Okay, what is this, Dave?
1,000 tons of salt for $97,000.
Okay.
I believe replenish our salt. That's a normal amount we've been going into the winter with, or a little more than that.
Okay, Gabriela.
If
And
Tim,
it is a state. We get pricing on a state contract also.
Yeah, there is a bid out and the window is closing, so this is what is a direct referral. I don't know if you want Tim to explain more.
well, I have a question for Tim. I'm just curious how much salt is left over from this season, because I assume it was a season where we didn't use too much salt, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, and we didn't store a lot of salt this season either because we had our salt shed rehabilitation project going on. So right now we have about 500 to 600 tons of salt in our shed. And we can store up to 1,000 tons, and then there's another 500 tons that could be stored in our cold storage. So as Alder Herbst mentioned, we'd look to purchase close to 1,000 tons to bring us up to our maximum capacity.
Great, thank you.
Any other question? Okay, all those in favor of resolution R-43-24, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. So next one.
Motion
Finance.
to,
Yeah.
go ahead. Motion to approve resolution R-53-24, purchase of 2 police vehicles.
Second.
Okay, did the Finance Committee approve?
The Finance Committee approved.
What is this, Randy?
The police department has 2 squad vehicles that are due for replacement in 2025. The ordering window for the 2025 Ford Police Interceptors recently opened, and the city is requesting that these 2 vehicles be ordered before Ford closes the ordering window. And squad vehicle 1918 was totaled. The insurance earlier was totaled, I believe in 2023. Maybe earlier this year, but anyway, the insurance payment for the totaled squad is being applied to the purchase of the 2 squads as well. This resolution also includes a budget amendment to the authorization, the use of funds accumulated in the prior years within the CIP project 2199, and it is a 2/3 vote is required.
Okay, thank you. Any question, comments? No? Okay, so we need 2/3 votes, so it's roll call.
Thank you, Mayor. Alder Allen.
Aye.
Alder Gerhart.
Aye.
Alder Herbst.
Aye.
Alder Jetzer.
Aye.
Alder Maldonado.
Aye.
Alder Strassman.
Aye.
Alder Udell.
Aye.
Alder Wheeler is absent. Motion carried.
Thank you. Next one, Randy.
Motion to approve resolution R-60-24, approving tower site lease agreement with Subcarrier Communications, Inc.
Second.
Did Finance Committee approve?
Finance approved.
Okay, what is this, or do you want the chief to
Well,
explain?
since the chief is here,
Okay.
we'll let
Thank
him
you.
So
speak to it.
the city uses, like we were talking about, it's the Night of Communications and the FRAT system. So this is a 2-channel repeated 2-way radio system for significant emergency responses such as structure fires, large outdoor fires, any other calls that are assigned by the Dane County 911 Center. for us to respond to. There is currently radio equipment on the Subcarrier Communications Inc. tower pursuant to a prior informal agreement with the previous owner of the tower. Said equipment is vital to the public safety communications for on-scene operations in the north and northeast regions of the city. The city wishes to formalize the lease agreement with the owner of the tower via the proposed tower site lease agreement, which will allow city to maintain the necessary equipment already present and access to complete FRATS upgrades that are part of the system replacement that was approved last year.
Okay, any question for the chief? Bill?
Yeah, so this was what are we approving tonight? Is this a continuation of an existing contract, or is this the brand-new contract that requires the additional upfront payment and above and beyond the $9K per year?
Yep, so it's a new agreement. So the previous owner of the tower, we didn't have any agreement with. Like I said, it was informal from a prior chief getting that site. There was site locations and studies done, and that site proved the best for that northeast region of the city. So the equipment went on there from a prior chief and then the prior owner of said tower. So this is a brand new owner that when they went to do the install of the FRATS equipment, we found out, oh, there's a new tower owner here. So with that, we contacted the new tower owner. Said contract was and lease agreement was drafted, and that's what we're asking for tonight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dave.
Chief, in the future, if we added a water tower in that area, would we consider moving this to the water tower so we wouldn't have to pay the lease fee on this tower?
Yes.
The site is Madison.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Jay.
So this particular tower is not in the city of Fitchburg, right?
It is not.
So, and it's a bit further north of our boundary. So from that location, can that tower have a direct connection with, say, Epic? Since we were talking about that earlier, or is that too far away and repeaters needed in between?
So every tower is connected through each site. And yes, that tower is about the furthest one away from Epic. So it has to go through the other sites to make the whole system. So the new system that FRATS has been upgraded to actually allows better communications. So if one site goes down, the other sites will pick it up. But yes, this site and Epic are like the furthest from. But, to Mr. Herbst's question, we're hoping that a new water tower in that region of the city will be a place that we can then move said equipment off so we don't have to pay the lease agreement anymore. But we're in this lease agreement. I think it's for 3 years, and then I believe Valerie said that we can extend that per the agreement if needed.
Well, I presume, and I don't recall exactly how it worked at our other water towers, but when we've located some equipment on our other water towers, right?
Yes.
But as I understand it, because those water towers are technically owned by the utility, we still pay a lease fee to the utility, don't we?
That I'd have to look into.
But we own the utility.
Right, but I think we still have to pay a lease fee to the utility so that the utility ratepayers can get credit for that.
Oh.
Yeah, that I just have to confirm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know those details.
Oh, no, Jay. No,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Any other question, comment? No. All those in favor of resolution R-60-24, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carried. Okay, so next, Randy.
Motion to approve Resolution R-66-24, accepting 2023 donations to the city.
Second.
Okay, so there is an item missing in this list, is the $100,000 fit core equipment by Inventure, so we need to add that to the list.
I make a motion to add that to the list.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any other question, comment? No? Okay.
I have a couple, but I'll wait till we vote on the amendment.
All those in favor of the motion as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, just the
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, do you have a question now?
Yeah, so what is the threshold for when a dollar amount has to be recorded on here? Because I see there's a bunch of stuff that's donated, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't have any dollar amounts associated with it, like a Keurig for the City Hall break room, which is probably at least a couple $100. There's got to be some limit where it has to be recorded as a dollar with a dollar amount, isn't there?
I don't know, I can ask a question if I follow GAAP accounting, I don't know GASB, so. So, Rob, do you know that?
I do not know the dollar threshold on that, on what needs to be reported and what doesn't. I can get an answer for you and get back.
Great.
Past practice has been, we've usually reported basically kind of everything. We don't have a minimum threshold that, we, let's say, could accept something without reporting it. So we always kind of, in the past, have erred on the side of, reporting everything that was kind of gifted.
Yeah, no, I don't have an issue with
to the
that.
city.
My issue is there a point where the value of the thing that they give has to, that we have to identify a dollar?
That value? Okay.
Okay, do you have a question? No? Okay. So all those in favor of resolution R-66-24 as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
The motion carries. So Gabriela, you can do the next one.
I move approval of Resolution R-6724, designated the month of May 2024 as Low Mo May.
Second.
Okay.
So this is, as you know, we did this last year with designating No Mo May. There's been kind of a movement to change the title because not everyone can completely not mow their lawn for the month of May. It's just not feasible for everybody and not realistic. So the encouragement is people mow it less frequently, whatever works for you. Maybe that's the entire month, or maybe it's a couple times a month. And so that's why we changed the title. But Phil put a great explanation here about the value of it. Basically, kind of helping our pollinators get ready to go and get up and running for the spring. And we hope that more people will participate. We had a good participation last year, and we hope that again we'll have more households sign up. But this is a suspension of the Code of Ordinances, so we'll have to do this every year until we make unless we want to make a permanent change. But presumably for the time being, we'll continue doing a resolution every year.
And we do it early now because we need time to change our signs and all of that. So, okay, any other question?
Yeah.
Bill.
I guess just for future, just because I've seen a lawn that had both a pesticide application sign and a No Mow May sign, if we could include some verbiage in future years that says maybe don't spray noxious chemicals on your lawn during the month of May as well, so that the pollinators don't get sick and die.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
In addition, I hope nobody gets confused and thinks low mow May means that you're supposed to mow your lawn extra low that month.
Oh, Bill, you're so analytical.
Maybe we could call it less mow May.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mix. Yeah. Okay, maybe you need to talk to Phil. Okay. Any other comments? No? All those in favor of resolution R-67-24 say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carried. Okay, so we are.
Can I just one thing before we move on from this? I know I've griped about this before, but I really hate all these direct referrals that we keep having. This week there's 5 of them, which is a lot. And it's like none of these things should have been emergencies that just simply had to be done without going through our normal referral process. These are all things that should have gone through the normal referral process. And it's not like they were emergencies that just snuck up on us. There should have been time to get these done. So I just want to say again that I really would like us to keep the direct referrals to a minimum and go through the normal referral process on these things.
Okay, I'm going to clarify something for the, there were 1, 2, 3 that they were timing. You know, we have the purchase of the 2 police vehicle. It was a timing there because the order window is open and it closed soon. The salt also has a timing issue. The tower has a timing issue. So I would say the donation was, I don't know. And I made direct referral because so we can have time for Phil to change all the yard signs and and the press release and all of that. So because we're changing.
I understand that, but we buy salt every year, and so we could have known 2 weeks ahead of time that we were going to buy salt, and it could have gotten referred out at that meeting. Instead of waiting and doing it as that's all I'm saying is I'd just like us to make an effort to try to go through the normal process instead of doing it this way.
Okay. So we are moving to the mayor's report. So I have a couple of things to announce. So good thing for the city. We have 2 recognition. One is for the 3 cities of the world. So we were recognized by Fitchburg joins 200 cities from 22 countries in earning 3 City of the World recognition. So that one is, I can send you I think I forward this to you guys. So that one, if you, Anna Hill is doing a great job. So if you see Anna, say congratulations to her. This is great. And this morning we got another award from the Tree City USA is for Growth Award. So the city of Fitchburg has demonstrated its commitment to urban forestry by updating a tree inventory, passing a tree protection ordinance, and managing a robust volunteer program. So, and also because we have several volunteers that also donate hundreds of hours of time removing invasive shrubs from city parks and planting and maintaining native trees. So that one is great for the city. And the other thing, last year we planted 405 trees. So there were 2 great recognition. Also, I'm going to share that with you today. There is another top workplaces in 2024. So this is a ranking. That is a survey done by employees to innovating firms, work and life balance, companies that value culture, values, and benefits. So we have a couple of Fitchburg companies that were nominated at top workplaces. So one of them is Grace Hospice, CERCO, Communication Innovation, OCI Pediatric Therapy Centers, Kiel Engineering, the Alexander Company, and Tri-North Builders. So I want to say congratulations to them for being a great employers and from being in the city of Fitchburg. And then I want to invite you to May 2nd. There is the Diversity Summit that is organized by the Urban League and MAREP. And it's about Economic Diversity Summit. So it's going to be at the Monona Terra. So if any one of you want to go, let us know because we can. There are some money for your registration from your budget. So yesterday, Mike and I, we met with Habitat for Humanity, the new CEO. It was great. We exchanged a couple of ideas of housing initiatives. So we are continue meeting with stakeholders and partners. So that's it for me. Any question for me? No? Okay. So next we move to Alders District. So we're going to start with number, 2 here. Bill.
Okay, just a reminder that B-cycle bikes are now back on the docks throughout the city, throughout Madison as well. So, and I've ridden a couple times, and I encourage you all to give that a try. The only other thing I want to mention is that today is my father's 85th birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Last week, I was able to meet with some of the neighbors on some of the adult senior living facility on Chapel Valley, and they have some concerns about the crossings in that area, given the traffic related to the park. And there's just a really high concentration of seniors in that area. And that's good for a lot of reasons, but I think we need to pay a little special attention to that area and the traffic as a result, because there's a lot more adults that are moving a little bit more slowly than the average adult, and we need to make sure that they're feeling safe, and at the moment they're not feeling safe in that area. So Ross came to meet with them as well, and we talked a little bit about potential options, so I'm hoping we can bring something to that neighborhood. And then speaking of that same area, the Courtyard Assisted Living Facility is opening on April 25th, 3 to 6 p.m., so that'll be a new facility. The ribbon cutting is going to be then, and we'll have some more seniors in that area now. That's all. Thank you.
Can you remind us of what is we have next weekend? The cleanup?
Oh, thank you. Yes. The waterway cleanup is on April 6th.
Okay.
So it's coming up in a couple of weeks. It's going to be from, I believe, 9 to noon. You can find the information on the Fitchburg website if you do Fitchburg waterway cleanup.
Can you send us a link?
I can.
Thank you.
But for anyone else that wants to check it out, if you
What
search...
happens if people want to volunteer? What do they need to do?
Yeah, if you literally search Fitchburg waterway cleanup in Google, the webpage will pop up. And all you have to do is show up at one of the locations on April 6th around 9 a.m. And we provide vests and gloves and bags and then a group to kind of go with. So check out that list. It's going to be Dunsmarsh, Quarry Hill, Swan Creek, and it looks like we're also doing Nine Springs Golf Course and Traverton Park Pike Greenway. So take a look at those maps online and come join us for a fun day of waterway cleanups. It is fun. Come on out.
Okay. Thank you, Gabriela. The other thing that we need to mention maybe is the pancake in the senior center. Okay, so we move to District 3. Jay.
Yeah, just a couple of things. As Mike mentioned earlier, that the Lacey Road, Sain Road traffic light is now functioning properly. It actually got activated last week, so residents have been quite pleased with that, although I've heard a number of comments about the timing being too long for the light to change. So
Me too.
yeah, and I actually I haven't encountered that until tonight when I came here, and it had just changed red going east or westbound on Lacey Road, and it was a long freaking time, and there was nobody going the other direction. So, but I understand that we don't actually control the timing on those.
Yeah.
So we'll have to work something out on that. Also, May 2nd, as Dave mentioned earlier, we approved the sound permit for the Fitchburg Farmers Market, which will be opening on May 2nd, so that'll be good. And then next Tuesday is Election Day, and I just want to encourage everybody to vote.
Thank you. Shannon?
No report.
District 4, Randy.
Well, I think Lacey and Sain has been discussed already, but residents of District 4 are pleased as well if those lights are working. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. District 1, Joe and Dave.
I can go. So there is a Restorative Justice Summit, the Wisconsin Restorative Justice Summit, July 11th. Registration for that is open. It's open to both youth in high school as well as adult professionals. It's going to be a day-long event. Registration is $25. Highly encourage folks to check it out, especially if you're interested in learning more about restorative practices. There will be a lot of workshops. The keynote will be the Judge Everett Mitchell. and it'll be folks from throughout the state of Wisconsin. The other thing that I wanted to mention was that there is an Easter egg hunt this Saturday, March 30th at 11 a.m. in Belmar Hills Park. There will be cotton candy, face painting, kites, and a lot of more activities for kids. Oh, and one more thing. I just want to give a shout out to the voting election officials. Took my son to vote for the first time, and they were really helpful in just taking him through the whole process of registering, and they gave him an applause after he was done voting. So I was really appreciative of the folks that do that every election. They're very diligent and helpful.
Thank you. Dave?
I'll just add a couple things. One, remind our residents, the water main flushing is going on. And if you can avoid doing your laundry, during the day when that's going on, you might avoid some problems. Mentioned to Alder Allen, I think some of those stoplights might have facial recognition software in them. And so that might be your problem with the long light.
I'm gonna paint my front windshield black.
There you go. Then the last thing, the free bikes for kids giveaway is on the 6th at the Belmar Park from noon to 2, and the Fitchburg Bike Committee will be running a safety obstacle course, and we have 62. We were given 62 bikes. We initially asked for 50, and so many people signed up, and they gave us 62. So we're excited about that event, noon to 2 on Saturday the 6th at the Belmar Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, so next we move to announcement. Do we have another announcement?
I've got the information on the Fitchburg Senior Center Friends Annual Pancake Breakfast, which will be Sunday, April 21st from 8 to noon at the Fitchburg Senior Center, 5510 East Lacey Road. Breakfast includes sausage, pancakes, and eggs. The cost is adults $10 and kids under 12 $5. So please join us for the pancake breakfast at the Fitchburg Senior Center.
Thank you. And also, last announcement, I want to say Happy Easter to all of the neighbors that celebrate this season. And then also have a blessed Ramadan or Ramadan Kareem to all of our Muslim neighbors. This is Ramadan month. So with that, I will say I need a motion. Our next common council meeting is April 9th. And then our next committee of the whole is April 24th. And can you repeat when is the organizational meeting?
Sure, that is April 16th at 5:15.
April 5. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn.
So
Second.
All those in favor to adjourn, say aye.
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 The motion is adjourned at 8:38. Thank you very much. Buenas noches.